Monica Makes It Happen is proudly supported by Goya. If it's Goya, it has to be good. JP Morgan Chase, New York's hometown bank for over 225 years, and by Ponce Bank, your community bank.
Hi, everybody. You're watching the Monica Makes It Happen show, and this one is all about jobs, jobs, jobs. I'm not sure who came up with this title, but I love it. You know, one of my bosses did. Sean. One of my bosses did. Sean, is it Sean Feeney? Sean, is that how I say it? Sean Feeney. He's a restaurateur and a chairperson of the Food Education Fund, and that's just a fancy way of saying he's been helping. Can I say dozens and hundreds possibly of people get jobs?
Oh yeah, thousands.
Thousands. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and there's a bigger demand for it too. But yeah, we've certainly helped thousands of young New Yorkers find great jobs and opportunities in life in the hospitality industry over the past 12 years.
Which is not always, you make it seem easy, but it isn't always easy to do for a lot of our viewers. But they can start as a high school intern, right? Is that right? Or we're going to meet actually one of those incredible success stories at the end of the show. I always like to tease the incredible story. But Sean, to you, the hospitality industry is one of the largest job engines in our economy right now. Restaurants are hiring, kitchens are growing, operations teams are expanding. We don't always hear that when we're watching Instagram videos and things like that. It can be quite negative. So Sean, tell me something positive, because you are really on the front lines of this, of hospitality jobs. What are you seeing right now? What jobs are available?
Yeah, I think hospitality, is the most noble profession in the world. I think it is an incredibly important industry and rapidly expanding the economy of hospitality. And I think being in this now for 10 years, I've recognized the opportunities that are in hospitality, because the definition of the word hospitality has expanded a lot, where 10, 15 years ago, if you wanted to be in it, you thought, I have to work in a restaurant. And looking at this now, that's just one place that you can express a passion for making days better for others. And that's the most exciting thing right now for us with the Food Education Fund. We have thousands of young New Yorkers, ages 14 to 18, the 4 years that they're in high school, who they have a desperate passion to serve others. And it's miraculous. And it's also inspiring too. So when you think about our industry, there's 350,000 New Yorkers who work in the industry of hospitality. It is the second largest private employer, not just in New York, but the entire country. And, I think a lot of people, the things that you read a lot about our industry, especially restaurants, is negative. But it's extremely positive to think about all these young New Yorkers who simply want to serve others. And there should never be barriers to entry for people who want to just make days better for others. And that's the thing that excites me most about working with students like Anthony, who we'll talk in a little bit with. But there's just thousands and thousands of these children, students, young adult New Yorkers who want to be somebody in this city and in this industry that just keeps on getting more exciting every day. And the opportunities in it keep on increasing every single day. So I'm just grateful that you're here with us today, highlighting it and having us talk a little bit about it. It means a lot to us. So thank you.
Oh, Sean, you had me at hello, because you have helped so many people get jobs. And that is such a great slogan, want to be somebody in New York City. Don't we all want to be somebody in New York City? And what I love about this is just a little behind the scenes stuff here, is there's a blizzard going on and you still want to do this. You still show up. Everybody else is like, but Sean's like, no, we got to talk about this because it's so important. And I also talked to someone today who said, I said, why are you working on a blizzard day? And it's because, what was the slogan again, Sean? If I'm hungry.
If you're lazy, you will be hungry, which I love. I love that. That's the spirit of New York City. And half of the city won't make it here. And that's not something that I want to ever say out loud. I want everybody to be able to make it here. And we have so many opportunities in this industry of hospitality for anybody that cares about making days better for others. They can be extraordinary in this unbelievable industry of hospitality, this huge economy of hospitality. And I want others to know that they can be somebody and make it here in New York City, in the hardest city in the world to make it as a restaurant or any hospitality company. But it still is that dining capital of the world. And anybody with that passion can make it here.
Now, okay, food education fund, right? And we find you. How do we find you? And then there's this great event happening that people can actually take part, New York City Dine Around. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Food Education Fund quickly is a nonprofit that supports high school students who are in culinary and hospitality programs. They're public school programs that Food Education Fund supports on the periphery of that regular curriculum. And we have a lot of experiential programming throughout the 4 years of high school students' journeys. And it really kind of crescendos and peaks at the junior and senior year of your opportunity to have an internship in a hospitality business. And every year, our organization has a dinner or a gala to celebrate our students, to celebrate the programs, to raise money, which we always will desperately need so that we could get more kids opportunities. Mm-hmm. But ours this year is at the Domino Sugar Factory in Williamsburg, Brooklyn on March 18th. Mm-hmm. And it will be the grandest one we've ever had with the most amazing view we've ever had. And we have the best chefs in New York City working with students, whether they're at high school now or they've already left high school and are working in restaurants. And they're going to be collaborating with the best chefs in the city. And it's going to be a dine around where you come and you'll have, I think, about 15 of the best New York City restaurants and the chefs and owners of those restaurants serving food with the students or team members of their restaurants who went through our programs, which this year is amazing. Out of the 15 restaurants, I believe 12 of those stations will have students that went through our programs who are in leadership positions at the best restaurants in New York City right now.
I love that, Sean. I love that because it is about leadership. And I'm going to put my mom hat on now. So again, you pick these students. Do they have to apply? How do you know who's going to make it and who can get these incredible opportunities and paid? Can we say it? It's paid, right?
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely paid. So when we start working with these students and they're freshmen in high school, everybody is able to participate in our programs, whether that is going to restaurants with other students and a chaperone for what we call dine out, or having a question and answer demo session in the schools with people from our industry who are famous, and they get to talk to the students, ask the students questions. And then finally, if they really want to go forward with an internship, they go through a workforce development program, a curriculum that was written by a professor at Cornell in the hotel management school.
What?
And they go through this. They go through this program, and then they have a 3-month internship where they do get paid, because most of these students we work with are not only amazing students, but they also have the responsibility to earn a paycheck for their families.
Yes.
That is the students we're working with. And it is an amazing thing to see not just someone excited to learn, but also earn. And it is that first taste of a job. And the success of our program is that after those 3 months of internships, how many of these students can each business keep on? Is it working between the business and the student? Does the student like working where they are at? If that does happen, they become full-time team members. And that goes from 26 hours a week to 40 hours a week.
I love it, Sean. I love this.
Yeah.
Now, I want to tease for the next. We're going to go to a commercial break because we got to pay for the show. We're going to come back, but I want to talk to you about your story. Like, why are you so driven? You're the boss of all this. You're helping lead the way. And then also, I want some success stories. I want you to tell me a few. So that's after the commercial break, and then also more information because I'm sure we're going to have some maybe moms, dads, young people who want to do this. So a little bit more
Absolutely.
of that, and then we're going to meet someone in the flesh named Anthony who it just changed his life. It changed his life.
Well, I mean, he changed our lives. He's our pride and joy.
Oh, Sean. All right. So we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about this incredible program. And Sean's going to give us a little bit more insight on how you can do it too, right? We can all do it.
Yep.
That's
Thank
after
you.
the break. All right, we're back with Sean Feeney. Sean, thank you for joining us, restaurateur and chairperson of the Food Education Fund. They have this incredible event coming up March 18th, right, Sean? New York City Dine Around.
Yep. We hope as many people come as possible. It's going to be our biggest and best event we've ever had, and we're just really excited about it in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
And it's supporting our children. I mean, you're changing the lives of so many young people, and they are children, and you're helping them, maybe the trajectories of their families, being able to raise money for this kind of program is unbelievable. Thank you for doing it, Sean. It's a lot of work, I'm sure. I'm sure you're very busy doing so much, but this is really soul feeding stuff, right?
It is, but it's also the future of our industry in New York City. And that's the opportunity we have with Food Education Fund. New York City's always been the dining capital of the world, but we've always been propped up by other people in the world coming to New York to work in our restaurants. And we've seen a great exodus of talent from the city going back home to where people came to, or starting businesses in other cities that might be a little friendlier to start businesses. That doesn't mean we can't be the dining capital in the world. I think we're going to be even greater because we have the talent here. It's homegrown. It's in places like East New York, in Astoria, Queens, in the South Bronx, in Harlem, on the Lower East Side. All these students, young adults in New York who don't want to go anywhere. This is their home, and they do want to make it here, and they want to make food here. They want to make days better for people here. That's what gets me really excited about the Food Education Fund, because we have the talent here to keep New York City as the dining capital world forever and to make it the best version of itself forever.
And I just took my glasses off because they are starting to get steam. I was steaming because I was so excited about what you're saying. Because food is love, especially in the Hispanic community. It's such a part of family. And it breaks my heart when you say that, there might be a perception that New York City could possibly lose that crown of being the incredible city. Because I know I love eating here. I love living here. I'm a New Yorker through and through. And that means we're tough as nails. But also we have these incredible hearts for giving and being of service. I love how you brought that up as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about these stories? First of all, why are you so driven? Like, what's your story really quick?
I have restaurants in New York City, and they wouldn't be able to be what they are without the students from Food Education Fund. Some of our restaurants are not just the best in New York, but the best in the country and the world. And they're now being led by a lot of the students who 7 years ago were interns at these restaurants. And they were ahead of where I was when I was their age. And I started in New York City in 2003 at Goldman Sachs. And I look at some of these students that I'm working with now every day who are now leading our businesses, leading our restaurants. And I just say, you're so far ahead of me than when I was your age. And
Sean,
it's just so exciting.
You could have an MBA school. It's like the best, like people want to go to get their MBAs, but I think just go to Sean's school. Honestly, I think that's the real world school that a lot of us would love just to be around you and to learn what you know. And it does make sense that you started at Goldman Sachs, one of the best organizations in finance, global powers in the world, because what you're doing is you're really bringing it to everybody, making it accessible. That's what I want my show to be all about is everyone can get what you have, Sean, what I have. Even if it's not that much, I think just being able to give the information. Knowledge isn't always power, though. It's actually doing it, right?
Yes. Yes. And I think that the thing that I'm most proud about when I walk into our spaces, I look around and I see people who are extremely different than one another. We do have people who have always wanted to be somebody in this industry, and they went to culinary schools. We have people who have been in the military that are now looking to serve in another way. We have people who were in jail that are looking for a fresh start. We have single moms with children with special needs. And we also have these amazing high school students who have a miraculous passion to serve others, but also this responsibility to earn wages to support their families. And it's a beautiful thing to see every night, because these people who you wouldn't typically put together on any given day are together, and they make days better for others. They create magic when they're running with each other every night and doing something collaborative every night with compassion and creativity. And it's the world we should all want to live in. It's the world we want to create. And we accept everybody into our spaces. And this is not just mine, but any restaurant space in New York City. We welcome all. Nobody is left out. Nobody is told what side you're on, you're not allowed in, or what you look like, or what you say, or who you sound like. And that's the beauty of it. And it starts with our teams, though. And that's the magic of hospitality.
Sean, wait, where are your restaurants? Tell me, how do I reach your restaurants?
Most of them are in Brooklyn. The first one we opened was called Lilia in 2016 in Williamsburg, and then Missy in Williamsburg in 2018.
Love Williamsburg.
And we have a pasta company called Missy Pasta, which also has a store in Williamsburg. Okay. And then Feeney Pizza, we started in 2022, and we have about six businesses now with Feeney Pizza. And so all of them are in Brooklyn. We have one in Amagansett, and we love New York City so much. And it is a hard place, but if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And everybody should be able to make it if they want to serve others.
Well, your love for New York City is contagious. I love New York City too. So tell me maybe 3 things before you go, because we got to meet Anthony. 3 things someone can do who's watching and wants to be like Sean, wants to have what you have, the successful, thriving business. You've got it together and you're helping others. Let's say if they're just starting out or they need a job, what would you tell them those 3 things are? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I think about myself because I wasn't always in restaurants, but I loved them. I loved them since I was 4 years old. And I guess looking back at my life, I just always kind of tried to feed that passion. And whether it was finding new restaurants, becoming friends with people in the restaurants that I loved, and then finally having a little bit of courage or a belief in someone else that I thought deserved to have their own restaurant. I started just asking all the dumbest questions possible to my friends who I had made in the restaurant industry. So I think that's one. But I also just think that, I started in restaurants when I was 35, which is 10 years ago, and I'm old now. But I think that anybody has a genius inside them, and hospitality is defined by how you make someone feel, and its impact on someone makes them feel seen. And the main ingredients in hospitality are compassion and creativity and collaboration and communication. If you can possess one of those 4 C's, if you're a genius in one of those 4 C's.
Wait, give me those C's again. I swear I did not give him this question beforehand. You just dropped the mic here. But what are the 3 C's again? I'm writing it down.
If you're someone who is very compassionate or creative, or you really like being on a team and be collaborative and working with others, and you really like communicating, if one of those words is your strength, is your genius, and everybody does have a genius, then you can be extraordinary in hospitality. And there is no barrier to entry. You walk into a door, into a space, and just show whether it's, I'm a really creative person, I want to take care of others. I'm a very compassionate person and I'm going to take care of others. I want to be on a team that takes care of others, or I just want to talk with people in a positive way that hopefully can make someone's day better. You can make it in this industry, and that's it. If it's your thing, then you just got to go. You got to go for it.
Well, I'm changing careers. I mean, you really sold this. I love everything that you just said. And I swear I didn't give him this question before. I don't know how you just did that. But I love that genius. Everyone has a genius inside of them. And the three, there was actually 4 great C's that you gave. I do 3 C's myself, which is strange that you do that. I do that too. But we do checks for our viewers. We love checks to give away.
Yes.
Community. It's all about community on our show. And now I can't. Oh, and celebrities. We have celebrities like yourself, CEOs.
Oh, I'm not.
No, you are. CEOs and celebrities who are making a difference. Thank you so much, Sean. Drop the mic moments. I wrote so many notes down. So when I post this on my socials, which we will do, how do we reach you though on Instagram? Like, do you have an Instagram that we can follow?
Sure. My handle is Sean B. Feeney, SeanBFeeney.
That's
all
easy
of our
to remember. That's easy to remember. Okay, I'll definitely do
all
that.
All of our restaurants have an Instagram handles as well. Lilia, Missy, Feeney, and Missy Pasta. But I really thank you very much for taking the time to let us talk about FEF. And I can't wait for you to talk to the real star, Anthony, who
I was going to say.
He really is.
Now,
he really is.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you tease him into the commercial break? What can you say about Anthony in 20 seconds?
I met Anthony when he was 14 years old. His family moved here from Asia so that he could go to school, culinary school in New York City. And the day that he came here, he hasn't stopped trying to be somebody. And I think he will be someone who will open not only one, but I think have a company some point that just makes days better for others. He can do anything he wants to do. Cook, serve, media, anything. He has taken on every possible opportunity since he moved to New York City. And I've just loved watching him in our restaurants. But then when he has left us, go to other restaurants and become a leader very quickly. And he's still 23 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I might be wrong on that, by the way.
Oh, I love it.
I love him very much. And he's the reason why I have faith in Food Education Fund, and I just can't wait to continue to see him just explode. It makes me so proud.
What a promo for the next block. So Anthony Trabasas, I think that's how you say, he's coming up as the incredible success story and how this program is working. Thank you, Sean, for always making it happen. All right, we're going to go to a commercial break. Come right back with Anthony.
Have a good day.
All right, we're back. That was so wonderful talking to Sean about the Food Education Fund and the incredible work. But now let's meet the person. Let's meet one of the incredible. Do we call you a graduate, Anthony? Anthony Trabasas is here. He started, is it as a high school intern, and now you're helping lead one of New York City's newest restaurants. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Incredible. Okay, so take me on this journey. Tell me how it all began. Like, did you always want to go into the restaurant business or the hospitality industry?
Yeah, so I grew up in the Philippines. I guess back in the Philippines, I always liked to cook. Not necessarily, I didn't really have much talents for other things about life. So academics or sports or the performing arts. I was kind of like a black sheep, I guess, in the family. But
me too. Me three. I love the black sheeps of the family. We always do so well, don't we?
yeah, I'll say so. Yeah. But cooking, I found out at an early age was actually something that I was like quite good at. So I decided to just pursue that a lot. Just cooking for both my family and for myself. And I just always loved learning about food. When me and my family decided to move to New York City, pretty much like the best place to be successful in food, we encountered the Food Education Fund, it seemed super enticing to me to be able to like go to a high school that already had like these programs to jumpstart a career becoming a chef. So to this day, it's like the best decision of my life to go to the Food Education Fund, but also to be a part of the great programming that they had.
Anthony, listening to you you're so humble, so sweet. And I can tell, when you first heard about it, was there, you know how those voices in your head go, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. What made you just say, I'm going to take the leap of faith and do this?
I think it's just an overall, like, I guess, love for food. I think as long as you're very focused towards something, you usually always have this energy to kind of just dive right into it. And I think pursue, whatever needs to be pursued to get that goal and achieved.
What early skills did you learn in this program that really helped guide you to this day in the kitchen and being in service?
I guess, growing up, I was always like this shy, quiet kid, a little bit, awkward here and there. But I think especially through meeting such great teachers, as well as just great mentors and professionals in the industry, I think confidence is something that was really important in what I learned at the Food Education Fund. And to this day, especially when you're leading a kitchen, you're working with so many different types of personalities, having confidence and also having this belief in your skills and, holding yourself up, especially in very hard times, especially when restaurants are very stressful and sometimes chaotic places. I think those things really were super helpful.
Well, you seem so confident now, and you seem so how did you do that? Because someone watching, I always think if we help one person, find something or change their life in some way, recalibrate a little bit and maybe think about something a little differently. What would you tell a shy guy or a shy person watching who maybe doesn't think that, they want to do it, but they don't think that they're cut out for it? What do you want to tell them?
I think the people that surrounds you really matters a lot. So by just like putting yourself in situations where you're just like working with people who kind of already figured out those problems themselves, because, I guess every person has always had like a little shyness in them, but it really just takes a lot of sometimes a lot of pressure, but also just a lot of mentorship and a lot of education to be able to like rise past that. I think it's really important. So I guess looking back to like my time at the Food Education Fund, but also working at these different restaurants, one of which is Sean's restaurant, Missy. I think by being surrounded by like such talented chefs and leaders, that really like helped a lot.
Well, I have to say the best leaders that I've seen, and I've had a lot of CEOs on my show now, thanks to our incredible partners, they want to see their teams thrive themselves, like go off and start their own. And that's what I see in Sean. Sean is very much like, I love you, but I want you to go and just like a little bird fly, do your own thing, because that you be your best self. And I can see that in him. But I also want to give a shout out to the moms, because I know I was shy. I was a shy person. You can't probably tell that now, but I was shy. And my mom told me early on, she's like, you can do anything. And there was no reason for her to say that. I wasn't incredibly smart. I wasn't incredibly beautiful. Like I didn't have all the, all that stuff. I actually was pretty fugly. and I was shy. I didn't want to talk. I didn't, so then her belief in me, and sometimes it doesn't have to be your mom, even though it's a lot of, I think moms make it happen. But, and especially if you're Filipino, I grew up with, my best friends are all Filipino. Those moms are the best Hispanic moms. Yeah. So I just feel like that mentorship is so important. And the fact that Sean believes in you, like, what does that mean for you? Like that mentorship thing?
Yeah, it means a lot, Again, in order for you to like be able to succeed in the next places, you really need that support, especially through people who have already like figured out how to get there. And like anything, it's always easier when you have like people in your journey.
So true. And that's what this is all about. So how do we reach you? Like, tell me about your new enterprise. How do we support you? If we're watching are you starting something? Like, tell me more about your future. Like, what can we look forward to here about you, Anthony?
Yeah, well, I'm currently at a restaurant called Cove in Hudson Square. It's just a little bit above Tribeca. It's like this new restaurant by Chef Lynn McGarry. We do what we coin as Californian cuisine. So it's like a lot of like influences that you would see in California, but also reflective of like the local produce that you would find in like both New York State and also just the, tri-state area, basically. So yeah, I guess I'm really proud about the work that we're currently doing there right now. I'm also proud that, being a food education fund student myself and going through the internship program, I've always been inspired by that program. And after, completing my time at Food and Finance and going and working at these different restaurants, I've always thought like, man, how nice would it be to get an intern? And we actually got one very recently. So it's like it's a super full circle moment to be able to like be in this now leadership position and to like, kind of, I guess, mentor like this kid who I also see in myself as well right now. So I'm super
full circle moment. And I love that because it is the circle of giving. It really is. And you're giving back what you were given. And I think that's the price of admission, right? I think if we want to be successful, or if you want, what Sean has, I think you have to give it away, a lot of it away. I think that's the deal that, I don't know, the universe makes. We have to give it away. And it's such a journey, isn't it? One last hope for if someone's watching and they need hope. They want this job. They need a job. What do you want to tell them, Anthony?
Yeah, like before, just I guess really think about like what you want to do, as well as what specifically you want to pursue, especially in the hospitality industry. There's so many different avenues that you can take, and in these different avenues, there's also like very specific personality traits that one might be more like, suited for, or I guess have like an innate nature for. So just really thinking about that, from like back of house kitchen to serving, to maybe doing like a little bit more logistical admin work. There's like something for everyone. So thinking about that, and also thinking about like, where are like the best places that you can learn. So when I was like a student, I've always thought that, especially with Sean's places, Missy and Lilia being like that, I guess in that catalog of places that you can be an intern at, I've always was super, I guess, big fan of like Chef Missy Robbins's concepts and restaurants. So I've always wanted to like, learn from that and learn from this ethos of simplicity and like working with good ingredients, which I have always been like super, super focused on. I guess by having that first step is super important, because like anything, trajectory is like the bread and butter of like our industry.
Oh, such good stuff. Thank you, Anthony, for sharing your story. And I hope we inspired someone. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We went a little bit over time, but wow, I could have talked to you guys for hours about this incredible program. Don't forget to watch Monica Makes It Happen. I always say that we do TV too. 11 a.m. now, Mondays. Just think Monica Mondays, 11 a.m. on TV too. We also show up at 4:30 sometimes. Check your local listings at 4:30 p.m. right before the 5 o'clock news. But thank you, Anthony, for sharing. And we have our daily digital shows now, which I'm so excited about. But we're always doing the same thing, trying to help you get resources, respect, and of course, it's always right here on Monica Makes It Happen. So thanks, everyone, for watching. See you next time. Let's keep making it happen together.